Hello everyone, this is Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. Hope everyone is doing okay today. Let's check out, let's do this. I was going to do one more show. Spend the rest of my wife's birthday with my wife. It is our anniversary after all, but I wanted to get one more show in. You see a little link. The link is not a prompt, guys. It's not something that tries to prod or push. It's more of a, in the same way the super chat was there. If you wanted to give as an alternative, that link is at the bottom in the description box itself. Clicking it would allow you to give through PayPal as opposed to super chat. My channel has been demonetized. Not gonna go into it again. I've done it in multiple videos, but the channel is demonetized, so super chat is not able to be given. So if you guys did want to give, that link is an alternative. A bombshell report by the Intercept. Bombshell report. It seems kind of like things that I say, that the Democrats are saying one thing and doing something else. Shucking and jiving, as some people might call it. So in Ohio, or you could say this kind of Hillary Clinton-esque. I have a thing that I say in the private, and there's things that I say in the public. Now, this applies to everybody, and that's not necessarily a big deal. The issue becomes if what you say in the private is dramatically different than what you're saying in the public, especially when those things are opposing one another, meaning you're lying. You're lying. And you're lying because you can't tell the truth to the constituency because they would not vote for you if you told them the truth. The catch to this is, in Hawaii, let's hop slightly across the pond and end up in Hawaii. The candidates in Hawaii, the three of them, three Democrats, have spoken and taken, you could say, meetings with healthcare lobbyists or with a healthcare lobbyist to discuss their opposition to Medicare for all. Now, in discussing their opposition to Medicare for all, the question is, are they also telling their constituents that they're opposed to Medicare for all? That's the nub of it. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's whether or not you have arthritis. Is there any cartilage on that bone or not? Can you speak honestly to the public about your disposition on those issues? And it's apparently not so much. Now, the question becomes, Jamal, how do you know this? How would you know this? How would you know what they told lobbyists? How would you know? Well, candidates cannot do quid pro quo. That would be, that's no. What they can do, however, are surveys. They can do surveys. This blew my mind when I first found this out. A company or healthcare conglomerate, a group, in this case, a healthcare lobbyist. It's a healthcare leadership council run by drug companies, and it's like a cabal. And they send out lobbyists across the country. They send them out like yellow lantern rings. Just throw them out into the universe. And as they throw these lobbyists out, these lobbyists try to get an idea on who's supporting them and who's not. And you can make an argument that this is going to help them in a long way of making a determination of who they give money to and who they don't. Here's the survey. We want you to fill out the survey. We want you to fill this survey out honestly. We need you to tell us what you think. And whether or not you take the meeting to some degree will probably determine whether or not you're going to get money from them. And keep in mind, if you take that meeting, you're taking that meeting already knowing what that meeting is going to be about. And three of these candidates in Hawaii filled out that survey. And they spoke honestly. They spoke from their heart. This true free market way of healthcare. Oh, let freedom ring. Free market. And that's what they put. Now, here's the catch. Here's the catch. Someone leaked those surveys and that information to the Intercept. Now, there's no issue here as long as what they were saying on the survey when they were speaking to their corporate overlords, hoping for their corporate masters to put money in their G-string and fondle them inappropriately and send them out there to say something to the public. There's no issue here as long as there's no contradiction between what they wrote versus what they said. And unfortunately, for many of them, there is a contradiction. In fact, for all of them, there's a contradiction in what they wrote versus what they told their audience. Damn, I love the Intercept. Love the Intercept. So let's go to the article, because I love this. I love this. So, 1st District of Hawaii Healthcare Leadership Conference. So let me explain. So the former state, state senator Donna Mercado Kim. I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. The previous governor, the previous 1st district, or the person who was running in the 1st district, or the person who had the 1st district seat, Hanabusa, I believe the person's name is running for governor. And because Hanabusa is running for governor, they vacated their seat, meaning the 1st district seat of Hawaii is open. This 1st district seat, I think there are about 6 or 7 candidates who are running for the seat. Now, the interesting part here is that the Democrats who are running for the seat, there is an open Democratic Socialist running for the seat. That Democratic Socialist didn't get an invite, or at the very least turned down the invite. That's the first thing to know. And that Democratic Socialist is criticizing her opponent, saying, what were they saying in private versus what were they saying in public? What were they promising the healthcare executives versus what they were telling their voters? Hawaii's 1st district seat, which was vacated by incumbent Democratic Representative Colleen Hanabusa, who is running for governor, has attracted 6 serious candidates to their Democratic primary in the reliably blue district. According to the documents obtained by the Intercept, at least 3 of the candidates took time out of their schedules to talk to a consultant dispatched from the Healthcare Leadership Council, a lobbying group that seeks to advance the goals of the largest players in the private healthcare industry. Now, the 1st district candidates working with the Healthcare Leadership Council, former State Senator Donna Mercado Kim, Hawaii Lieutenant Governor Doug Chin, Honolulu City Council member Ernest Martin, are taking heat from their opponent for talking to the industry-friendly group, even as public opinion and increasingly rallying to a position opposed by giant healthcare companies. Let's get those names, write those names down. Former State Senator Donna Mercado Kim, Hawaii Lieutenant Governor Doug Chin, Honolulu City Council member Ernest Martin. All of them are bought. Each and every one of them. Donna Mercado Kim is bought. Hawaiian Lieutenant Governor Doug Chin, bought. Honolulu City Council member Ernest Martin, bought. Completely bought. Bought. Let's keep going. Democrats running in the primary election will say they support Medicare for all, but what do they say to lobbyists behind the scenes? Said Kanaila Ing, a state lawmaker vying for the 1st district seat on the Democratic Socialist platform, warning of Democrats who make progressive promises when campaigning, but then work hand in hand with the industry when in office. We need healthcare champions, not sock puppets. I'm adding the sock, or the hand puppets. I'm adding the hand puppets. One of the leading candidates has campaigned on the promise to crack down on overpriced pharmaceuticals and promote single-payer healthcare, but told the consultant dispatched by the Healthcare Leadership Council that he would maintain drug industry pricing policies and views Medicare for all with skepticism. Think about that. Look at the public with a straight face and just lie. How easy. The Healthcare Leadership Council has closely tracked what its lobbyists have described as a leftward movement within the Democratic Party, popularized by Bernie Sanders. The council, which spends over $5 million a year on industry advocacy, bribery, and brings together chief executives and major healthcare corporations, represents an array of healthcare industries, including insurers, hospitals, drug makers, medical device manufacturers, pharmaceutical, health product distributors, and information technology companies. Anybody that will be disadvantaged by the public paying less for healthcare. Think about what's being said here. They are dispatched to make the system worse, not better. This is all to keep prices up. This is all purely to keep prices up. This is to make you pay more money. That's essentially what's being said. The group's focus on competitive open seats around the country, like Hawaii's first congressional district, is aimed at shaping the next generation of lawmakers' view on health care policy. Now, let's see. Oh, I love this. Listen to the Orwellian nature of this statement. In an email obtained by the Intercept, the group told candidates that it was in the process of forming a coalition to jointly develop policies, plans, and programs to achieve their vision of the 21st century system that makes affordable, high-quality healthcare accessible to all Americans. Language that obscured the national campaign to monitor and blunt the energy behind progressive health policy reforms. The email included an invitation for the candidates to take the meeting in Honolulu. Kim, Chen, and Martin agreed to speak to the Healthcare Leadership Council, which then drew up dossiers on each of the candidates based on their answers to the survey question. The dossiers, which were obtained by the Intercept and documented, profile each of the candidates, including the photo, biographical sketches, contact information for their campaigns, and checklists for determining their positions on certain issues of importance to the Healthcare Leadership Council. Kim and Martin's campaign did not respond to the request for comment or the story. Well, that's peculiar. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they respond when they've already responded in their surveys? Who needs a response? You have their surveys. You have their surveys. In the email to the Intercept, Michael Freeman, Executive Vice President of the Healthcare Leadership Council, said that his organization surveys congressional candidates every election cycle regarding their views on a wide range of healthcare issues. I bet he does. Because if at the end of the day you're trying to get single payer and you're trying to drop healthcare costs for regular average Americans, well, they don't get their millions and billions. They don't get to put those millions and billions in their pocket anymore. Amazing. I love this. They're capitalists. Of course they're going to do this. The dossiers offer candidates' general outlook on healthcare policy issues as well as their answers on specific policy positions. Of Kim, the former state senator, the group profile says she is very pro-market, opposes any attempt at a single payer, does not support price controls on pharmaceuticals, and agrees that Medicare and Medicaid need to be managed by private markets. I love that. That is literally the opposite of what she was telling her audience. Chen is a moderate Democrat that has represented healthcare providers in Mall lawsuits, said the Healthcare Leadership Council's profile. Chen, the survey noted, supports the market concept advocated by the Health Leadership Council and does not think a single-payer Medicare for all approach would work in Hawaii. I love that. Martin supports the majority of HLC's positions. The profile on Honolulu City Council member says he does not want single-payer, but the dossier noted Martin needed better education on health policy. Oh, he deviated on something. Martin didn't play ball on something. In some cases, what the candidate told the lobbyists appeared to differ from what they told their voters. Chen indicated to the Healthcare Leadership Council that he supports its position that the best way to achieve the lowest price for Medicare beneficiaries in the Medicare Part D program is through the current process of private sector negotiation, according to the dossier. Oh, that's Orwellian. That's Orwellian. Nobody in their right mind, nobody that's even halfway honest with themselves would say that if the federal government had the capacity, or if Medicare had the ability to negotiate for drug prices, that they wouldn't get lower drug prices. It is Orwellian to say that the best way to achieve lowest prices for Medicare beneficiaries is to allow the process to go along as it goes along. So, if this particular company is the one company that sells this particular drug and that particular company wanted to increase its drug price by 50%, hey, fuck it. Why not? It's capitalism. We love it. It's capitalism. Let's see. What happened? What happened? Something happened. I heard something. Yeah, I'll get to it afterwards. Yeah, it's capitalism. So, let's keep going. I love this. But my point is, nobody in their right mind believes that. Even if you're a free market guy, even if you say, I love the free market, I believe the top 1% should just rule everything. I believe that the 1%, this consolidation of power, I hate communism, but I believe the consolidation of power by a small 0.01% is exactly where it should be. We should have unchecked power by a corporate class. That's where I am. However, I would agree that if you needed to get prices lower, that the way to do it is not through this kind of monopoly type system. And no, it's not necessarily a monopoly, but ultimately you have some cases where very few people have a drug and you can raise the price of those drugs. Nobody in their right mind believes that that's true. The only way you believe that that's true is if they say, or if you know, I get money if I say reality is not reality. And guess what? They're probably going to get money for saying reality is not reality if they get through the primaries. I love this. Let's keep going. Fucking A, Intercept. As it stands now, Medicare law, authored under the influence of the drug lobby, prevents the agency from using its collective bargaining power to negotiate a lower price for pharmaceuticals as part of a benefit program known as Medicare Part D. Progressive healthcare activists have agitated for the government to become directly involved in negotiations. Public Citizen, a watchdog group, claims that allowing Medicare to negotiate for lower drug costs could save $15 billion per year from the program's budget. That's with a B, by the way. That's with a B. Do you realize that the savings alone from this, almost half of the way gets you to this idea of college for pretty much everybody? A fourth of the way. Yeah. Fourth of the way. I think they say it was like $60 billion. Whatever. $15 billion is a lot of money. And all of that is just fluff. They consider it profit, but that's profit out of your pocket, out of your dollars. They're making money off of your breaks and fuck-ups and falls and cancers and AIDS. That's how they make their profits. Is that really what you want them making profit off of? You get cancer. Somebody says, yes, Bob got cancer. Yes, I'm going to get a new boat. Drug industry groups like Healthcare Leadership Council, which is funded by pharma giants Amgen, Johnson & Johnson, Merck, Pfizer, Novartis, Novo Nordisk, and Bristol Myers Squibb, have opposed the negotiation route. I bet they have. No shit. Chen's claim, according to the Healthcare Leadership Council documents, that he supports the industry-friendly status quo contrasts sharply with what he has said in public. In July, he told local news website Civil Beat that he supports steps like empowering the federal government to negotiate lower drug prices for Medicare beneficiaries. Civil Beat and Intercept's publishers, First Look Media, were founded by Pierre Omidyar. That sounds like a lie. Which one is it, Chen? Which one is it? I suspect it's the one that you told in private. The dossier indicated that all three candidates who met with the group were rated as positive leaders who shared much of the Healthcare Leadership Council's agenda and were the type of politician who might turn to the group to help formulate policy. Ain't that nice? Isn't that nice? That means they're bought. Your Hawaii Democrats are bought. At least most of them are. The group also kept tabs on candidates could be a threat to its agenda. Its internal poll for Ng, the Democratic Socialist candidate, the Healthcare Leadership Council noted that Ng vocally supports a single-payer public healthcare system. One of Cornelia Ng's top priorities would be to promote a single-payer healthcare medical for all system, the dossier say. Isn't that awesome? I love that. Somebody writes a dossier, and it's a dossier of people who will fuck over the public. Chen, yes, gold star for Chen. He would fuck over the public magnificently. What are the other three names? Chen, Let's see, where is it? There it is. Doug Chin, yes, he would fuck over the public magnificently. Oh, we love him. Mercado Kim, yes, she would also fuck over the public. Gold star for her. Ernest Martin will fuck over the public mostly, but there are areas where Ernest Martin needs a little bit more education from the standpoint of healthcare. We need to give him a little more dollars, just stuff more money in his G-string. But Ng, she's not on the same page. I love that. What better campaign ad as somebody who's trying to represent the public than the people who are trying to fuck over the public to have in a dossier that you're not willing to fuck over the public? That's amazing. The person's name that they say is not willing to fuck over the public is Cornelia Ng. I love this. This article is at the bottom. What it boils down to is lobbyists have been sent out all throughout the United States. It's not just Hawaii. All throughout the United States in order to make sure that Democrats and Republicans stay on the same page. I focus on Democrats because between the two parties, Republicans are openly against this stuff. They don't care about this stuff one iota. But this is supposed to be an idea of the left. And yet, you have the left who's openly derisive of the ideas. That's pretty fucking amazing. Just because a Democrat says something doesn't mean you should believe it. You have several liars in Hawaii that are willing to say things. With the bonus, they were willing to go out and lie to the public, despite saying something different in private. Be aware of your Democrat. Be aware of the Democrat you're voting for. Cornelia Ng. They're saying Cornelia Ng is the first district. She's running in the first. He's running in the first. I'm putting this at the bottom for you guys to see it. Fascinating article. Great article. It's a stinging article because it gets to this thing of you're saying one thing, you're doing something different. You're saying one thing, doing something different. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good job, Intercept. Good job, Intercept. Drunken Chief. Why is Bernie Sanders or any of the Democrats, why is Bernie Sanders or any of the Democrats get their ass on news? They do a Chris Cuomo with this fucking whiteboard and asks, how do we pay for this increase? Then asks, why can't we use the $100 billion for Medicare for all? No country is attacking us. Bernie Sanders has, you know what's funny? Bernie Sanders, there was an article I saw today where Sanders came out saying this stuff with Russia and this stuff with the porn star is a distraction. It's like, that's great, but you've waited for like 2 fucking years to say it. You waited for 2 years to say it. So let's see. Why is he in the fourth? Is he doing something wrong? I'm telling you, according to this, he's in the first. According to this, in the first. Always be vigilant. Remember to read between the lines and stuff. Look at the Intercept's intentions and biases. Oh, the Intercept does have biases. They do have biases. Their biases are similar to my own. Their bias is similar to my own. Cornelia Ng accidentally screwed up his financial reportings. His opponents are smearing him because of it. Well, I've got to be honest. Between somebody who's bought by the healthcare industry and somebody who might have fucked up their finances, I'll take the person who's not bought. I take the person who's not bought. All right. I'm going to end this because I want to spend a little bit of time with my wife before this day ends. Look, just because somebody says something doesn't mean they mean it. Just because I say it doesn't mean they mean it. And I would say this. Look, I've made this argument that it is a compelling case to make that your opponent is bought when you can show that your opponent is bought. Especially from the standpoint of you not being bought. People hate this idea that these people are in office not representing their interests, but representing the interests of a small, tiny percent. In this case, drug companies. The Intercept article also goes into this thing of what took place in 2008, how drug companies dispatch their goons in order to kind of get Democrats against this idea of the public option or against this idea of single payer. So, yeah, this is what they do. Intercept, good job. Intercept, good job. All right, I'll end this here. If you guys enjoy the content, please feel free to share, like, subscribe. And of course, you can support through Patreon. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.